Okay, so we pretty well finished up the last segment on stalls and stall theory, and how it can be structuralized to conform to the 9-square theory and help sort of clean up the stalls. Now what I'd like to talk about is unit circle theory and how it applies to 9-square theory. Drex posted a blog last week on the unit circle and driving style theory. So he was talking about hybrids, and that was really interesting to me. I've never really looked at a cat-eye as being poi and hand, same time, opposite direction, or as an isolation being hand and poi, split time, same direction, or as a unit circle extension as being same time, same direction, or as my arch nemesis, the oh, there we go, the horizontal cat-eye as being split time, opposite direction. What I wanted to do was kind of show you how the 9-square grid can be used to structuralize and organize timing and direction relationships of these different types of driving style in unit circle mode throughout the 9-square grid. So my favorite thing to do is to start in the center with a cat-eye. And basically, what you can do is, back from our translating theory video, if we take a unit circle with our hand, say, and we translate it into another square adjacent, if we do it tangentially, like this, a very interesting thing happens, which is that our hand changes direction. Right now, I'm in one direction, and if I go over here, I'm in the other direction. And you can do that through all of the 9 squares. That kind of thing. It's actually kind of fun. And the interesting thing about this is if I go over to left or right 1 square, my direction changes. If I go up a square, my direction changes, but it also changes timing technically, because if I'm in one set of timing here, and I leave in this plane, like that, then my hand is going to, here, it's just really better to show you like this, so it's horizontal, 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 and if I go over to the adjacent square, it's going to be still like this, but going in the opposite direction. But if it's like this, and I translate up, now it's going to be vertical. That's the best way I can use to describe it. Same thing about how timing is all about the alignment to the grid. So, on that note, if I translate left or right from the center, then direction changes but not timing. If I translate vertically, direction and timing changes. So, I can illustrate this by going back to what I was saying before, which is if I do a cat-eye in the middle, and I translate to one side in that tangential unit circle method that I showed you, then it turns into a different type of unit circle. This is a same time, same direction extension. And if I go back, I'm now same time, opposite direction. Same time, same direction, same time, opposite direction. And so I can do that over here, go back, do it over here, go back, do it over here, like that. So you can see that I'm changing driving styles by translation. Now if I do the same thing, but I go up, as I said before, timing and direction is going to change. So if I'm here in a cat-eye and I go up, it's going to turn into same direction, split time. Same direction, or opposite direction, same time, same direction, split time. So this can be a very fun exercise to play with. Like that. So, and the interesting thing about this is it all depends on where you start. So if I start with an extension here, a unit circle extension, I now know that if I go left or right, I'm going to go into cat-eye. like that. And I know now that if I go up from same direction, same time, I'm going to change timing and direction, so when I go up there it's going to be opposite direction split time, which is a horizontal cat-eye. So in theory, when I go up it should be like that. I'm pretty good at it though. And if I go back down, it'll go back into an extension. Like that. So, for some reason it's easier for me to do a horizontal cat-eye when I go into it from something else. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And now what I want to do is talk about unit circle driving style to two-poi relationship. So starting with, for example, two cat-eyes, rather. And I know now that these two unit circles, if I translate horizontally to the left or the right, will go into a extension, unit circle extension, like this. Except I kind of stink at it. But if I go back, there we go, that was relatively clean. And like that. And back. And this is all getting into some theory that I don't really have fully nailed down yet. But it's been kind of fun for me because what I've been working on a lot lately is unit circle weaves. Probably the most frequent, most common unit circle weave would be an isolated weave, this kind of deal. And what I've been thinking a lot about lately is the fact that anytime your arms are going like this to isolate, you're doing a unit circle with your hands. So I started thinking to myself, well, what about other types of unit circles? Like, for example, a hybrid unit circle like this. And I found that you can actually weave it, because if you look at my hands, they're just doing a sort of anti-spin, I don't know. Well, in any case, it's a unit circle that I'm tracing with my hands. And it can be turned, not super cleanly, but that kind of thing. And I've been thinking about it as a cat-eye, and unfortunately I'm starting to give up on making it super clean. I've been working on this one for a long time, and it seems that it's impossible to make it perfectly clean. It may be possible, but it's pretty darn hard. But I'm getting close to throwing in the towel and saying that that's just about as good as you can get it. But in any case, so theoretically and in the future, people might get to the point where they could be doing, for example, like be over here doing an extension unit circle weave and translate over into a different type of unit circle weave. Not entirely sure. I think I'm running out of time, but I'd like to leave, probably talk a little bit more about this in the next video segment, talking about pendulums and how they can relate to unit circles. And then we'll talk about body movement through the 9 square, and probably be closing up after that. So, I will see you then.